Shall we play a game?
So one time, it's a professional wrestling event. I'll give you a little backstory. If you've ever been involved with pro wrestling at all, or if you read any kind of, what they read, the spoilers and that kind of thing behind the scenes, they're called dirt sheets. If you read the dirt sheets, then you know that wrestling promoters have a terrible reputation of being very cheap. One time, a promoter who is local attempted to pay me with a Dr. Pepper and a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and that is a 100% true story.
Did it work?
Yes, it worked.
Okay.
I absolutely did it. I met a guy named Atomic Dog who was the kayfabe nephew of the Junkyard Dog. He was a 6'5" man. Oh, but Styles Clash coming from AJ Styles. Can he land it? He does. He should roll him up for the pin right here after the 205 Live replay. By the way, 7 people watching 205 Live across the country at any one given time. Junkyard Dog's nephew, Atomic Dog, was a 6'5" man who looked just like the Junkyard Dog, but barked even when he wasn't in the ring or on camera. So when I met him, he told me, basically, I introduced myself as the new video guy, and he said, "Oh, I'm the Atomic Dog," and that was the extent of our conversation.
I have a wrestling question.
Okay. Currently, you are playing. It looks like a singles match. It's a one-on-one where one guy wrestles another guy.
It's not allowing me to pin.
Oh, this is the last man standing match.
Oh, pick him up. Pick up the belt and smack him in the head with it until he passes out. Pick up a table.
Backing up a little bit. I got to meet the Junkyard Dog shortly before he passed away. I have a picture with him.
Junkyard Dog was a cool cat. He was actually he was a dog. But
have you ever met the local celebrity Matt Riviera?
I did some work for Matt Riviera. He was one of the promoters that I worked for. Mm-hmm. Peach Cobbler.
We hear a game for change. Hear you loud and clear.
I will tell you this though. Those are some of my most fun memories. Seeing some of the back end way of some of this stuff happening and the way that they lay things out. I remember one time I was ring announcing for a main event that was totally botched by the referee. By the way, I don't know what happened just then, but he slammed his head into the ring rope so hard that he went to sleep. I mean, he doesn't look like he's out. He just looks like maybe he's crying a little bit. Thank you, Jay. I'm sorry, Becky.
This match really turned around.
Let's see. He's at the 8 count. Is Miz Miz picked up the championship like he's fixing to win it. Like he's fixing to win it, by the way.
I could not believe that. Joey actually lost.
That's good to see. That's him.
So, the big question everybody's asking, Drew. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
100% does not belong on pizza. And by the way, the people that put pineapples on pizza are communists.
I feel like the fans are really worried about that.
Now, by the way, I have worked in pizza places with 2 of the 3 people sitting next to me here, and I feel like that's a conversation we've had before. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. It's gross. Anybody else want to hit me with anything else controversial that won't get me elected if and when I ever decided to run? The whole pineapple thing could be a deal breaker.
He's the greatest football player of all time.
Ooh. Oh my Lord! I don't know who the greatest is.
There's so many different football players.
My favorite actually has a story behind it. Is Barry Sanders, who, when I was working for ESPN in Fayetteville, had the opportunity to interview him for about 30 minutes, and that was a lot of fun. The greatest football player of all time is probably Tom Brady.
Oh God!
Despite the fact that Allen leaves, and here's the reason why.
The controller to the ground. For those of you who heard the thud.
We here at Game for Change are pro Patriots.
No. Well, you guys might be. I will be pro Eagles for life. But the thing is, Tom Brady can win. He has won. He's won with different people. He's been clutch, and the guy has. When you take a look, okay, if you compare just straight up careers with anybody else in the history of the league, who else has the longevity? Who else has the longevity on top? Who else wins with more? Well, with less around him more times? I'm just telling you.
I can tell you who. Bill Belichick.
Eli.
Okay, so you can hate Tom Brady and like Bill Belichick?
I didn't say I like anybody. I'm just saying he's got the greatest coach there ever was. He's had stability.
If he faces Eli Manning one more time.
Okay, so do you take away? Yeah, no, that's never happening unless Eli is coaching somewhere. No, especially not then. So you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
That you would take away from Joe Montana because he had Bill Walsh. You take away from Bart Starr because he had Vince Lombardi. You take away Troy Aikman because he had Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer and also Chan Gailey.
No. I'm not saying you take away, but you take into account.
Cowboys are stacked.
The Cowboys in the 90s were stacked.
That's scary. Actually, something I wanted to talk to you about, and we just never got there, is your background in sports. How many different organizations have you actually worked for? You just mentioned Fox.
Well, understand this. When you're working in sports broadcasting, a lot of times you're not an employee anywhere. You're a contractor a lot of places. So I have worked for only about 3 or 4 different organizations, but I freelanced for a ton of them. I've appeared on Fox Sports, I've appeared on ESPN affiliates, but not the big ones. You know what I mean? So it's cool to say that I've been there, but I've never been on SportsCenter, but I will be.
I've been on SportsCenter.
Have you now? Okay, for what reason?
I had a tweet on there one time.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you were featured on SportsCenter.
Yeah. Of course.
It's fantasy football now.
Well,
sorry. I've been on ESPN. I apologize.
I will say, to answer your question, though, I've covered and been a part of broadcasts for a ton of great sports organizations and events. I've done play-by-play for Arkansas State football, not Arkansas State football, Arkansas high school football championships. You screenshotted the tweet. I've done Arkansas high school basketball championship. I did Malik Monk's state championship run. That was incredible. I've done play-by-play for Pulaski Academy in the height of the Kevin Kelly era. I've done Division II basketball. I did WNBA basketball at one point in my life. Did some work for the Razorback Sports Network, although I was a producer there. I had a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people. I can actually tell you a Jerry Jones story if anybody would like to hear a Jerry Jones story.
I always want to hear that.
Joey knows this one. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. When I was 19, I was signed to Channel 7. So I was hired as a sports producer there. And what we covered all over the state with Jerry Jones, who, if you're listening and you're a gamer and you don't know a lot about sports, is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who, by the way, I can't stand. So anyway, Jerry Jones is in Little Rock, and I'm sent to cover the event. And there are a ton of people around Jerry Jones. There's a ton of people around Jerry Jones, and he's talking about he's going around this little semicircle. And he's like, "Who's your favorite team?" And everybody's just saying Dallas and whatever, blah blah blah. It's the Cowboys, Mr. Jones. When he gets to me, I get choked up even saying the sentence. My favorite team's the Cowboys. I'm allergic to that. He asks me, he said, "Well, who's your favorite team?" And I said, "Well, Mr. Jones, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan." He said, "Well, what can we do to change your mind?" Huh? I had made eye contact with my boss, who had basically told me with his face, "Do not say what you're about to say," and so then I said it. And I said, Mr. Eagles, Mr. Jones, I'm an Eagles fan. He said, "Well, is there something I can do to change your mind?" And then I said, I don't really think so. He said, "What about tickets to New Cowboys Stadium?" The stadium had not opened yet. I said, "What about tickets to New Cowboys Stadium?" And I said, yeah, we're talking. I mean, I'm open to it. And he said, what game would you like to go to?" And I said, "When did the Eagles play?" I didn't get to go. I did get to take a tour a couple of years later, but that was completely unrelated.
So tonight, as we've talked, we realize you are a man who wears many hats. What's your favorite hat to wear?
Dad. Unquestionably. Dad, husband. That hat. No, the dad and the husband hat have family. Let's just say the family hat. The family hat is my favorite one. It's
Not G for TV.
It's okay. Look, the family hat is done more for my life than anything I will ever do in my career ever has. Those two people revolutionized my life and gave me more of a purpose than I'd ever had. I always want to live for God, but God blessed me with these two people who I've been tasked to take care of, and I cannot think of anything better. So that's my favorite hat. If I had to pick another one, it'd be politician. Read between the lines.
Well, guys, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, and like I said, this has been a really big learning experience for us all tonight. We're going to start winding down here in a little bit, and we're going to start talking about just some wrap-up things. Drew, man, I just want to say I appreciate you so much being on tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate what you have been able to do. Let me put you over if we're going to talk about wrestling stuff here just for a second. In wrestling terminology, this is a unique idea. I've never seen anything like it anywhere else, and the heart behind it is genuine. If you guys couldn't see what happened before everything went live, Matt was totally freaking out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Matt was totally freaking out. He was like, "Oh my God, I don't know what this." Matt has done an incredible job crafting this vision, putting this thing together. He's got the right people around him to help. He has made some connections in the community that's going to make this thing great. And the whole reason he's doing it, the whole reason he's putting his heart and soul into it, and the whole reason he's got this headache that he has got is because he wants to help the community. No other reason than that. And so when you have a guy like that in your city, in your community, who will go through the headache of trying to create something new just to help the community, you got to cherish that. And this is going to be something huge. I believe in you. I believe in this thing. And this has been a real honor for me to be on.
The honor is all ours.
Not all of you. Not all of you.
Don't speak for me.
Do not put words in my mouth, sir.
Hot takes from the Konami Code.
The one-liners are supposed to be mine, Joey.
But no, for real, man. It's from a personal level, this was really cool for me. This was something that started off as a simple idea, and we've grown it to where we are today. I mean, not to talk numbers because a lot of things have happened, but our viewer count really astounded me tonight. We've had a lot of really cool interaction with people, and hopefully it's just a sign of things to come. But the reason why I pour everything into it is because I believe in it. And you were talking about legacy earlier. This is what I hope mine is. And I hope it's just we help as many people as we can, and kind of like you were saying earlier, what rest falls into place.
Right. You know, if you are living for yourself, you will die by yourself. If you are living for others, you'll never die alone. And the other thing that I want to share before I leave tonight is this is a quote that I live by, and it's so important for me for people to hear this. And by the way, I must have missed something. Oh, Jericho didn't even stomp in there. What happened? What did I miss? I was looking down.
Submit him.
I gave him the Ronda Rousey.
You gave him the Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
You made him tap?
Yeah, I gave him the armbar.
Ah, Triple H tapped, huh? That never happens.
I'm astounded Jericho's still in this game.
Yeah, especially after everything that's happened, yeah. Margaret Mead was an American anthropologist, and Margaret Mead said this: never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Change doesn't happen from up top. Change happens from down here. So this is appropriately named. Margaret Mead said that, and my favorite president of all time, Jed Bartlett from the West Wing, echoed it. So remember that. These are the things that change people.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, one of the things we first talked about, or Matt was worried when we first started talking about this, like, can we really make a difference? And one of our biggest goals is to just bring awareness to these organizations. Like the one you're representing tonight, I've never heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of other people haven't. So that's one of the biggest things we want to do is bring awareness and start the change from the bottom.
One of the things that I would like to stress, and this was something I did not even realize until recently, when we talk about Game for Change, it can be taken in many different ways. It can be what we're doing right now, gaming for change essentially, etc. But even on a personal level, as we have said, even if it's one person that we can help just change their thought process, even if that one person is us, we still accomplish our goal.
Sure. So make sure to tell your viewers, your listeners, I don't know, are easy for me to say, if change doesn't start with us, then it never happens. Joey, you and I have talked about this before. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You guys are the reason why this thing is going to take off. If you're listening to this, if you're hearing my voice, go freaking vote. Go get educated and go vote. Make a difference because they do count. Get involved with your community. Go plant a tree. Go join a book club. Get involved. And never miss an episode of Game for Change.
As always, we appreciate the free plugs above all else. But guys, I think we're gonna start thinking about wrapping it up here. Alan, you have anything else you would like to chime in?
Oh, you know, I did have something a second ago, and I lost my train of thought listening to Drew. So circle back around. Maybe I'll pick it back up.
Circle back the wagons. Joey, do you have anything, man?
I'm just thinking about how we had technical difficulties getting this set up, and maybe the audio wasn't the best, but this is only going to get better, and the vision is above what the technical difficulties, the audio issues. Like what we're trying to do, if as long as we are focused on that, and everybody gets a grasp of what we're trying to do. Like we're gonna make the production better,
Right.
But I just love what we're doing.
Circling back to you. Alan?
Circling back to me. We are planning something. I'd call it kind of big. So be sure to like, share, tell all your friends about it, because we do have something coming.
We're gonna save that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Man, we had a lot of people tune in tonight. We've had numerous text messages. We've had calls, Facebook posts, just from this amazing community that we get to live in on a daily basis. Like Joey said, we're only going to get better from here. We are small, but we are also going to be very fierce. And I'm so proud of this group. I'm so proud of these people. I'm proud of you listening to me right now. It's hard not to get choked up because this is something, like I said, that I believe in with all my heart, and this is my dream, and I just got to live it out with three of the best people that I know on this planet, and it's just an absolutely incredible feeling.
This video will be uploaded to Facebook, so if you missed any of it, I'm sure some people did miss some of it because 2 hours, I'm sure it's kind of hard to fit into your night, but it will be up on Facebook soon.
And to kind of go off of that as well, I just want to also mention an unsung hero that did not get mentioned tonight, and I apologize for mentioning this, but my good friend Jeremy Haynes, who just joined the group a few days ago, this man is going to be our YouTube guy, and I'm not going to say it's going to be this week. I'm not going to put any kind of constraint on that, but within the next couple weeks, he's going to have this on YouTube as well, and the things he's going to be doing for us are also just incredible. So shout out to you, Jeremy, man. We're happy you're here. We're sad you didn't get to be with us tonight, but we understand. And we're really looking forward to all the things you're going to be doing with us in the future. With that being said, I think we're going to wrap it up tonight. Again,
one more round of applause for Mr. Drew.
Yeah, Drew, thank you so much for being on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Again, thank you to all three of you guys. My son Jay being here tonight too. I mean, that just made the night so much more better for me. Game for Change is here. We're real, and we're really excited for what we're going to be bringing to the River Valley. From Alan Cunningham, from Drew Brent, from Joey Balch, I'm Matt Ketchum. GG's, and good night.